Welcome to the PhoneArena.com video review of the Motorola Razr VE20. The VE20 is the latest in Motorola's Razr line, combining the feature set of the Razr 2 V9M into a smaller package, reminiscent of the Razr or original Razr V3M. As you can see, there's a highly reflective mirrored display. The external screen is actually hidden by this, and it probably doesn't pick up too well on the camera here. In direct sunlight, it's very hard to read this display because of this mirrored surface. On the bottom of the display, you do have 3 touch-sensitive buttons, one for music, one for messaging, and a third for a quick menu. When touching the side keys on the left-hand side of the phone, the user gets a short vibration. However, the same can't be said about the camera key on the right side. A tiny 2-megapixel camera sits at the top. The camera unfortunately was not as good as the camera found on the V9M. Pictures overall were fairly poor, and we were disappointed. The back of the phone features a milled aluminum battery door. It's a very nice touch, and you can also see some scarlet accents throughout the phone, which gives the VE20 a personality. Flipping open the phone reveals a large 2.2-inch QVGA display. The display is 262,000 colors, which is bright and crisp. The keypad is reminiscent of the original Razr. However, it's more like the V9M in that the letters and numbers are actually raised off of the surface as opposed to laser cut. It doesn't feel like you're actually pressing the keys or that they're traveling at all. However, there's a reassuring click every time you touch the key. So overall, it was not a bad keypad. However, as you might be able to see, the letters corresponding with the key is actually under the number. With the separator line, that sometimes is confusing for novice users, and it appears that it's actually belonging to the number below them. A minor gripe for most users, but we have had some complaints from people that we've had play with our phone. Overall, the design feels very good. It's solid, although there is a little bit of wiggle room when the flip is closed. But it's narrower in the hand, which leads to a much better feel than the wide Razr and even wider Razr 2. The user interface of the VE20 is very similar to phones we've seen in the past. However, there are some differences. It's the same 12 icon setup. On this particular phone, you can view it in list and grid, as well as a tab view. Some of the options have been combined or changed. For instance, entertainment houses both TV and music, which used to be separate options, and settings and tools are also combined. This allows for navigation to be a direct menu option, as well as Get Stuff. Get Stuff is a new portal from Sprint that allows users to easily search for content downloads. It's vastly improved over their old system, which just used the regular web portal and could be cluttered. One of the things we really like about the VE20 is the menu system speed. With past Motorola phones, that was the biggest complaint we always had, and users reported the same. It was just flat out slow, it would hang, be unresponsive, and at times lock up. In our time with the VE20, we've not had any issues with it. We've cruised through menus at a rapid pace and not once had a single lockup or anything of the sort. We're very encouraged by this, as it was one of our biggest complaints with Motorola's of the past. And now hopefully the phone's menu system will catch up with the feature set. NFL Live is a reworked application that was offered from Sprint this week. NFL Mobile was originally released 2 years ago. It was a fantastic free program that allowed users to stay up to date on anything NFL. It integrates the NFL Network video stream and offers both on-demand as well as the live channel. NFL Mobile Live is the new reworked version. In addition to a completely new user interface, notable upgrades include the ability to listen to any game in both the home and away broadcast. For the 8 NFL Network games that are broadcast on TV, users will be able to watch them on their phone for the first time as well. As we scroll down here, you can see we have a list of today's games and then the upcoming games. For the game going on right now, We have the radio for both the home and away that we can launch and stream. Down at the bottom we have a ticker, scrolling scores and news. The content is very similar to what we've seen on NFL Mobile in the past. However, we like the new user interface, and the added live radio and video content is fantastic. Overall, we have to give credit where credit's due, and Motorola did a good job of addressing concerns with the VE20. The user interface is snappy, and their software, for the first time in a long time, seems to be stable. The design is pretty good. We're not a fan of the chin down at the bottom, but the phone feels good in the hand, and we like the narrowness. There's still some concerns, such as the camera, and the fact that the outside screen is hard to read in direct sunlight. The battery has been bumped up, and we achieved an amazing 5.5 hours of talk time. However, mysteriously we would find it dying in about a day and a half of just standby with limited use. Motorola's still got a long way to go before they fix what's wrong. However, the VE20 represents a step in the right direction.